Fortnite has tons of small details, whether it be hidden collabs in plain sight to epic teasing the next event with secret cosmetics. Here's 30 secret details that you missed in Fortnite. Something hidden in plain sight was an RV that could be teasing Fortnite's next massive collab. If you visit the underworld biome this season, you'll notice that an orange RV was moved here in the new season, and next to it are two iconic chairs which fans of the show Breaking Bad will recognize. Not only that, but a slurp barrel's there too, so this definitely isn't a coincidence. Fortnite's been hinting at a crossover with Breaking Bad for a while, so we can only hope that we'll get it soon. Speaking of collabs, the new Coachella set just released, and players noticed the pickaxe looks super familiar. We all remember the device event from Chapter 2 Season 2 leading into the flood season. Turns out the new pickaxe might be a reference to Midas's device itself. It has a similar shape as well as colors and patterns that look nearly identical. We also had the Midas event end recently with him leaving the map on his yacht, so this could be Epic's way of saying that we haven't seen the last of Midas yet. Something we did never see though was a POI named Beachy Bluffs. Back in Season X, when the map for Chapter 2 was leaked, the POI that we would now know as Craggy Cliffs was supposed to be named Beachy Bluffs, but when the chapter launched, it was renamed to what we came to know as Craggy Cliffs. We thought that was the end of it, but after Chapter 4 released, eagle-eyed players instantly spotted a landmark with the name Beachy Bluffs. Turns out Epic decided to pay homage to the POI names, so we may see more scrapped POIs make their appearance in some way in the future. Homage was also paid to one of the most well-known films in Chapter 2 Season 7. In Fortnite's Invasion season, there were billboards around the map advertising cat food, but when approaching them, they'd instantly change the messages like submit, which is pretty ominous. This was an Easter egg referencing the alien sci-fi movie called They Live, in which ad billboards use brainwashing messages like obey and submit. The film showcased aliens disguising as humans, which we also saw arrive in Chapter 2 Season 7. But unfortunately, there was no official collab, so this remains a fan Easter egg. A fan Easter egg not many people noticed though, Save the World was actually acknowledged inside of the Big Bang event. When Fortnite's metaverse was unveiled, we got teleported to different galaxies dedicated to each of the new modes like Battle Royale or Lego. But for a split second, hidden among these galaxies, players could see a blue one dedicated to Save the World, with various references to the mode. Players were happy to see Epic didn't forget about the original mode and referenced it, especially in Fortnite's biggest moment, so hopefully we'll see some more love to Save the World soon. What happened before the Big Bang event though was Fortnite OG, in which the Avatar collab was actually teased months in advance. In the recent Elements event featuring Fortnite and Avatar The Last Airbender, cabbage carts were added around the map, with some of them being destroyed to reference the recurring meme in the series, and they even added an emote. But this was first hinted at in Fortnite's OG season, where near the Loot Lake truck accident there was a destroyed cabbage stand. This means there may be more collabs hidden in the map months before they release, so keep your eyes peeled. Speaking of eyes, Fortnite added a super cool detail with the Aang and Korra skins. If you perform the new Avatar's Flourish emote while wearing any of the two, their eyes will light up, showcasing their avatar state just like this show. They still managed to mess up Aang's tattoos because his arrow doesn't light up when it should, but this is because there's a separate skin for Aang's avatar state. We can just hope that Epic takes notice and fixes it so it can be as accurate to the show in future updates. What else is accurate to the show though, to the surprise of many, is the attention to detail on Toph's eyes. In the Avatar series, she's blind and can only sense her environment, but it's pretty cool to see that Fortnite stayed true to the character because her eyes don't even move when performing different emotes. Speaking of eyes, no one remembers how Zeus was originally meant to look. That's right, because he was originally going to have a completely different design than one we ended up with, in which he has a scar covering his eyes similar to Midas. This eye was going to emit lightning, and multiple sprays showcase the eye scar, and it can also be seen in Aphrodite's Battle Pass loading screen. It's safe to assume that for some reason Epic decided to scrap the design last second, but forgot to erase its traces, so now we know what could have been. Epic also loves commemorating iconic eliminations. Over the years, we've seen gravestones added in different places on the map, like the Chapadoodle incident with Muse Elk in Chapter 1, and this one's no exception. If you head to the Rebels Roost Forest, you can find a broken car that's stuck between two trees, which is a nod to a player's viral clip where their car was stuck between the same trees. Speaking of cool Easter eggs, one of the less known collabs in Fortnite is with the movie Tenet. If you visited Steamy Sacks back in early Chapter 2, you could faintly hear music coming from the underground. Breaking a hidden wall, you could have access to a secret room with a suitcase and this strange object on it. This is an item that belongs to Tenet's protagonist, and additionally the trailer for the film was played in a Party Royale event, but no collab ever came with this, and it's unclear if it ever will. Fortnite has tons of emotes, and from time to time they have references. Not many have noticed that the Pick Me Up emote has a lot of hidden details, where underneath its desk there's chewed gum, something that's not unusual in school desks, and there's even some other cool Easter eggs like Jonesy's name inside of a heart, a Peely was here phrase, a tic-tac-toe game, and some other random scribbles. Emotes aren't the only cosmetic to get Easter eggs though, because a few gliders also have their own secret reactivity. When the Fortnite Alien collab dropped, it brought skins, emotes, but also the Cheyenne dropship glider, which when using it, you can open or close its weapon system. There's also Fish Sticks glider, where he has a special animation where he does pull-ups while gliding, and a few people know that you can blast fireworks with the Bright Blimp glider if you're wearing the full Bright Bomber set. Hopefully Hopefully we get more secretly reactive gliders in the future, as they're pretty neat details and add a little bit more value. But something else seen from far away is a bright yellow light that sits on the top of the map's distant mountains. You might have spotted this, and at first the community made many theories about what it could be, thinking the Cube Queen character was involved with this. But that couldn't be further from the truth. And the light appeared again in Fortnite OG, and Epic developer revealed its real purpose. It turns out it's just an indicator that live events go smoothly for players, a mundane but interesting fact. So next time there's a live event and you see the light in the mountains, you can be sure that you're gonna have a smooth experience. What we didn't see coming though is the fact that Fortnite was teasing this season's Greek mythology theme through a poster at Ruined Reels. But it's not the only hidden Easter egg there, because right next to the Greek mythology teaser, there's a Revenge of the Coral Buddies movie poster, which is a reference to the Coral Buddy mini POI in Coral Castle, which was destroyed in an explosive accident. But loyal fans of Star Wars will know it's a direct reference to the Revenge of the Sith movie, and with the upcoming Star Wars event on May the 3rd, this may just be yet another teaser. Speaking of movie references, Mancake's actually heavily inspired from an actor Clint Eastwood's iconic roles in Western movies. He has a style called Cake with No Name, which is a callback to the iconic Western movie called Man with No Name. His pickaxe also has an Easter egg where it's called Josie, and is a reference to the outlaw Josie Wales film and the character. If we're lucky enough, we may even get the original characters themselves as collabs in Fortnite later. An original character that's not talked about enough though is the bus driver. For years we've had the ability to thank him before jumping off the bus or even tip him with NPCs, but Fortnite added a one-time Easter egg with him. For last year's 6th birthday event, and only for one day, you could wish happy birthday to the bus driver before jumping off to the island. This is pretty neat when you realize he's been with us since the start of Fortnite, so we hope to see this return for this year's birthday event too. Something else hidden in the beginning of Fortnite was a teaser poster for yet another secret game. The game was called Jazz Jackrabbit, which was a much smaller title compared to Fortnite, but a cool nod to the humble beginnings of Epic before they blew up. Speaking of theories, one of the craziest conspiracy theories in Fortnite's history was officially acknowledged by Epic Games. When the cube was first introduced to the game, players began pointing out cube glyphs around the map where, if combined, they made out the outline of tilted towers, which could mean the POI would be destroyed. Of course, that didn't happen, but in the room of the IOHQ in the Imposters LTM, there's a computer screen with this exact community theory on it, meaning Epic's always listening. But there were other hidden items in Imposters too, like the Infinity Blade, a mini Kevin the Cube, but the one that stuck out most was the Vaulted Zapatron. This weapon was just in the game for a few hours, and it seems like Epic didn't forget about it because there's only one clip of it, yet they immortalized it by adding it to the Imposters mode, locked behind the vault, meaning Epic still remembers their forgotten weapon. One forgotten detail from the past that no one remembers is Fortnite had a game called Half-Life reference. In Fortnite's beginning, the Battle Royale version was mainly built using reused assets, so Epic had to improvise. In doing so, they added a texture from an iconic shop inside of Half-Life on some bottles to make them look more realistic. And after the destruction of the Chapter 1 map, the texture was never reused, not even in Fortnite OG, but it's interesting to note that Epic might have considered a collab. That's been hidden details you missed in Fortnite, so go watch another one and subscribe.